Are we live? Are we okay? For Christ's sake. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I know. Part 5, dude. I'm sorry. It's fucking annoying, man. It's fucking annoying. Take 4. I don't know what the fuck is happening today, man. 5, I don't know. 4 didn't seem to work, so 5 maybe? Sorry. Alright, let's keep going.
I kind of can't believe he ain't cry. I was waiting on a moment for him to just kind of like have an emotional moment, like to just stop and look.
Yeah.
But just so like I said, the only thing that made it okay for me to not be there is to know I don't give a fuck with nobody. If you don't see it, you don't see it. I don't care.
Yeah.
That
Even
nigga
like
made some like I like philosophy. And I think a big part of why I like rap is, to me, I feel like it is a
Yeah,
carrier
YouTube's doing
of
its thing for
philosophies of
sure.
different hoods, different people. It's almost like albums are philosophy books in some ways to me. You explaining your reasoning, you explaining the reasoning of other people, your value system, all of this shit.
yeah.
That nigga gave us a fucking library row of all of these different philosophies that I could say stood the test of time.
So tasty, it could give Medusa a good hair day. Wholly divine taste from the Greek gods.
And are still being celebrated 25, 30 years later on this massive scale like this. And
Yeah.
to me, it's like either you get it or you don't at this point. Fuck it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Even like the physical transformation that like he took us through with rolling all of this out, right? Of like debuting the fro, which I know this wasn't at the, but like the lead up to the Yankee Stadium performances, and then adding extra innings like the third show, like all of it was very polished, and it definitely made me think of like the um the superstar conversation we were having earlier.
Mhm.
And just, I mean, just the star power that was like in attendance, that was on the stage, that participated, that put this whole production together. It's like that is a sight to behold in 2026. Like it's a feat. It's a feat.
And it also puts me back into like our conversation about, and maybe this is the same conversation, but just about like how artists are built differently. This is one thing I really love about Beyonce.
Oh my god, okay.
The shit that, because we was little kids looking at people like Michael Jackson and all these other, Whitney Houston, all these other people, and we kind of got trained
Alright,
like
are we still good? Are we still live? Is everything alright? Just checking.
this is what it means to be a music star, to be a music artist. This is what it looks like. You gotta really love this shit deep down in your soul. It's a lot of work, and it has to have a certain level of prestige and, dare I
Okay,
say,
thank you,
perfection,
Edge.
but not actual perfection, but like
Appreciate you guys being here.
cultural perfection. We'll say that, right? And then something happened where it was like, that's too many rules. We can't follow all those rules. Fuck it, take all of the rules away and just do it. If you get picked, it turns into like a lottery of being an artist versus like a deserving of like you love it enough, you put the work in, you got the right connections, not like on some cool shit, but on some your artistry works well, like Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, like their artistry worked well together, right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like
Yeah, I
we
know.
didn't need that anymore. All of a sudden, it was just like
Careful on the
you
way
can go
back.
viral. And Beyonce, I feel like throughout that process of the rules getting loosened, she stayed traditional,
Yes.
and not traditional like a conservative woman, but traditional like the same rules that I remember learning at like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old about what it means to
And
be
it's done, baby.
an artist. Beyonce still follows those fucking rules to this fucking day. And I love
Yeah.
that.
She also has like access to capital to continue to sustain that too, because I think it's like, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the industry is constantly trying to cut corners and like exploit and like extract just the most for the least. And I feel like cutting out
I'ma
live
save
shit,
it.
cutting out
I'll save
developing,
it for
cutting
sure.
out rehearsal, like just rehearsal where you learn how to like hold the mic and do breath control and like shit like that. They were like, no, like that's an expense. We're we're billing that. We're and it leads to this. Well, we can just like do whatever's viral. Like they already come with 100K followers. They come prepackaged with a fandom. We just pump a little money and then like that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
Doja
the
Cat.
more cost-effective way to go about it. But like we suffer as a result because it isn't. I mean, you can tell. It's like you go back and it's like they knew how to dance and sing and act. Like you were trying to perfect your skill set in multiple disciplines, and that's what made you just the better artist. Or you grew up in church and shit, and like that shaped you. That was a musical conservatory for you as well. So
Right.
it's just I don't know, the decline in that and attendant, like it's just all of it is so late stage capitalist-y. Like it's just everything's so fucking diluted and gamified, and like you don't get your bang for buck. There's less chips in the bag. Like shrinkflation is happening. Like it's just
And that shit is still more expensive.
facts.
Like it's less in the bag, and the bag is $2. Like,
Yeah.
I remember 25-cent chip.
I'm sorry, I had a difficult childhood.
But the same way that I think Beyonce kind of stuck with that traditionalism, I think that's kind of what we got out
There
of
we go,
Jay
saved.
with this, because the way he rolled out these 3 shows is kind of similar to like how albums kind of used to get rolled out. It'd be like a big thing here with this company, another big thing here with that company, and
Can I use
wouldn't
taxis
be
in
like
this game?
all day, every day, back to back to back. It'd be like, oh shit, you got the train, and because we didn't know in advance that he was gonna take over the train and make it that anniversary train. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
It was like a rap.
CJ does some
He
great
wrapped
lines.
a train car, one of the New York train cars. He wrapped it, and then you got
Yeah,
to walk
I didn't see this. Let me see. Jay-Z train car. Did they really wrap a fucking subway train like this? Oh my god. Corny. Doing this for the World Cup? Cool. Knicks? Cool. Jay-Z?
to it. It was an experiential event for the concert series. So it's like, I feel like it being a surprise like that is kind of like old school, because that's how we would find out about something. Like, oh shit, they did. It'd be kind of a surprise. So I feel like he kind of gave us an old school rollout.
Should have been drowned at birth.
Old Spice gentleman. I guess I've always been a gentleman.
If you finish all the taxi missions, you get nitro and suspension. That's sick.
It was fire to see. And I
But
mean,
this
I think,
is, you can't use taxis as like fast travel in this game, right? That comes in 4, I think, with Nico.
like that to your point.
I would do that all the
actually mentions
time.
this about like
I hate
snippet
driving
culture,
these games.
and how he was just like, you just don't get this song when you get this fucking song. Like you may get a trailer or something for the album or for the song, but testing it and being like, what do y'all think, and kind of showing us like that is, I don't know, that's dying out, I think, or I don't know if it's dying out,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
a
just
4. Okay.
it's something worth like it, to your point, like the surprise factor is the juice and the squeeze there, you know. Yeah. So.
Are you going to the LA show? No? Yeah, I'll be there too. Here we go.
You want to go together? Wow.
Have you got your tickets yet? Have you got your tickets yet?
need my turn.
I got put on the list, so I'll see what I can do.
Damn.
I'm not sure. We shall see. But I definitely want to link when we're there. If otherwise we don't have it.
I need help moving on past this.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
So again,
You know.
I guess I was here pretty much from the beginning because I remember all this. But yeah, this conversation is gonna turn in a second.
I am a guest.
They're being nice to their friend.
Last minute because I care a lot about business. I'm not the person who's lucky enough to get the lottery. I'm the first person, so I end up getting really good seat for cheap. That has never been my story. I don't expect that to be my story. I expect to try to
you can take flights from the
all
airports.
of the money I can into a bucket, and 4 days before the concert, have to pay $1,000 to be maybe me.
Yeah, this is a good one to be ahead on. So,
Okay.
I thought the show was awesome. About the 3 nights. I think that Blueprint's my favorite album from Jay-Z. I think it's incredible he got Eminem to come out. M doesn't come out. He doesn't come outside like that. I know we're talking about Beyonce. I know we're talking about Rihanna. M to me is a bigger surprise because he's not married to him, nor did he help him make $1 billion. But that Eminem one is actually kind of crazy. But that whole show was light. It was really the lightest of the 3. And then I thought it was truly emblematic of not only Jay-Z, his catalog, the reference people have for him, but also New York City on that 3rd show. The show starts at midnight. The curfew fees they had to pay. I don't know if you guys have been to Yankee Stadium. It is not out in the boondocks like, maybe San Francisco's 49ers football, field or whatever. Like, it's legit in the South Bronx, right? So all those people were trying to get in up until midnight. They rock until 3, I guess, or something like that. And then so all
This is the military one? Uh-oh.
That is so New York. That's so Jay and so New York to be able to pull that off. And not to mention just the run of guests that he had at the same time on the extra show. I'm not sure who could pull an extra inning show like that. I mean, at one point in time, it would have been Ye. I think that
Kendrick?
if he really wanted to do it, I think he could do it. Like if he wanted to, I think Kendrick could pull something like that. I don't know if it would be to the scale and breadth, because you have to think too, particularly when it comes to Beyonce, especially Rihanna, like that is in-house.
Yeah.
So, who can do an extra innings that has people of that scale? Well, there's not that many people of that scale, right? So I think the broad answer is no. I don't think anybody else could do it like that. You know what I mean? But like, I think if you looked at things from a different angle culturally, I think Bad Bunny could probably do some things that just ring crazy all over Latin America if he really, really wanted to, I guess. But like, that is a hard thing. So, I don't know. I mean, it just looks like a one-of-one experience overall, And I think there's a lot of, even the discussions that come out of it, right? Because the shows themselves are great, BK, your video is great. Also on Jay-Z, you know what I mean?
Yes, it was.
So
yes, it was. We just watched it.
Figure, I think, as time has gone on and his wealth has increased. But the things that we love about him the most are still ringing incredibly loud. And his ability to still put on a show, to captivate an entire cultural conversation.
And here's the thing. I thought BK would be the odd one out. I thought both Company Man and L, we love Jay-Z, the shows are going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. And, we're just going to acknowledge that and move on. And it's just an answer to this question. Little did I know this conversation was going to last about 40 minutes. So strap in, folks. Again, hopefully, fingers crossed, the stream doesn't go down again.
On the way at all, either. You know what I'm saying?
But
and so
strap in. We're going to have a good
discussion. I was just really impressed with certain things. Like even having Usher do Heart of the City right? Like I think
he left his tour to come.
I think they had an off night. I'm not sure if he left it. I think they had an off night.
Jesus.
I think he had an off night too. I'm not sure.
Screenshot of Jeezy's cancel date.
Can anybody in this state drive?
Pretty
Come
amazing,
on,
right?
with the commercials.
The Sony True RGB.
Okay, so then Jeezy, but I think I tried an off night. And he was in DC, so it's not
Thank you, Edge.
crazy.
Thank
to
you
go.
guys, both of y'all,
I'm not trying to
all of y'all
minimize
for
it, but
stopping
what I'm saying
in
is, either
and
even
sticking
him
with
just
me
doing
despite
that.
the crashes.
I never thought about having Usher as a version of Heart of the City. That's one of my favorite Hope songs of all time. You know, like even Jaguar Wright. You know what I mean? Like that's how I was introduced to her. That's how I learned about her.
Hey, have you seen this? As a matter of fact, I'm dropping it right in the chat. That is. Do you know who Jaguar Wright is?
Yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, is correct, but I'm gonna send you the way we were all introduced to her. It was fantastic. I still remember it. Like
Yeah,
We up to this?
watching them. Like,
yeah.
I love it.
go ahead, I'm sorry, that's not cut you.
You know, there's people who are having a real debate as to
Open
whether
the
or not
front
that is
gate
the
by shooting the
greatest
switch.
hip hop concert of all time. Right. And off rip, I would have to say it's definitely in the conversation. Just the run of shows Jay-Z did.
Oh, all three together.
I mean, either that or Extra Innings.
Let's
but I would
switch.
put all three together. Even Extra Innings is on a different level. I mean, Extra Innings is an award show on its own. You know what I mean? But
You know, because in a way, you can count all three as one concert.
Yeah. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, you know, if I'm thinking about other shows that might be around that, I think Anger Management Tour is probably up in there with Aftermath. Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop, all those guys like at their peak. I think that's probably in the conversation. I think Glow in the Dark Tour with Pharrell, Kanye, Lupe, Rihanna, I think that's probably in the conversation. But in terms of like scale of all these people who just keep coming out, you know, all these legends, it's in a unique space. I think maybe if you look at like what's called Watts Stacks, that concert from the 70s, like that level of talent that came out, that to me is one of the ones that I just think is in that legendary conversation. But I don't think that we're going to see anything like this from anybody else for a very long time. And I'm not even sure who is someone else who might be able to pull off something like this, you know. And so that in itself, I think, speaks to the uniqueness of how Jay-Z has been able to move through various
Oh my
spaces.
God, this fucking
because
mission. This game's
I look at certain things
pisses
that
me
took
off
place on
now.
that stage. I'm like, this is someone who has been able to build relationships with people, not only as an artist, not only as an executive, not only as a marketing genius, not only as an investor, whatever. But it looked like he pulled all different types of strings to put on one of the most special performances I think a lot of people have ever seen. And I think that should be celebrated on its own.
Except for this one. You can fit two boxes at once.
All right, we can move on.
Another thing I noticed, definitely not moving on. Another thing I noticed, I think sometimes people confuse not doing something with can't do something. I realized with this Jay-Z rollout and all of that shit, that's been ignored. Like, and I wonder how many of our great artists are like, I would do something tight. Y'all ignoring. So I'm gonna just go hang out in the south of France and have a good time and enjoy my motherfucking year without even fucking thinking. I'm not even about to do something creative that'll bring something new to the conversation or something else. Like, I'm already straight. Fuck it, I ain't doing it. Because I think about this year, he says, this year I'm doing offense. And he's just been coming back to back with shit like, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. Just rabbit out my hat. Wow. It's over and over again. And it's like, damn, you didn't do none of this last year.
I'm watching speed runs. Oh my God.
He could have did
Can't
this
imagine
at any time.
speed
So,
running
like,
this
I wonder
game.
how much we're because some of our great artists just don't think it's worth the struggle. Struggle is definitely not the right word. It's not worth the noise
Where's the 5th box?
People are busy. You know, especially with a person like Hove. I mean, how many different hats does he wear? How many companies is he running? You know, how much time does it truthfully actually take him to get into performance shape? Right, we watched him cut his hair, right? So that on its own is a unique indicator in the a book of Hove, so to speak. He does that when he's in album mode.
Oh, outside.
When's the last time he's been in album mode? You know,
Must have been a long time to get some long ass fake Basquiat. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I look like Basquiat.
you don't like him posturing as a revolutionary. I don't even know if Basquiat necessarily would fall in the revolutionary category, but I think his art was.
Yeah, here's where the conversation starts to
It was
get
definitely political.
Okay.
interesting. Check them out. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. That's a good idea.
Summer's the perfect.
Speedrunning was one of the first things I saw on Twitch that I got interested in for Bloodborne. Because I had gotten Bloodborne and gotten frustrated and put it down, and then I saw a speedrunner and I was like, ooh, there's some good tips and tricks in here that even I could do. And I got a little further and I kept playing and I fucking beat it. So I love speedrunning. And also they're just fascinating to watch, even if I'm not gonna do a speedrun myself.
You could be revolutionary in different things without, because when I think of revolutionary, I think of just, political revolutionaries. But I think you can do a revolutionary art, like to do something revolutionary in our art style, but not. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But no, it's not so much I don't like him posturing as a revolutionary. I just felt like it was a little bit of stolen valor. Because a lot of people are introduced to Basquiat through the images, through his images, and it reminded me of other people do this, like political people do this, where they recreate an image. You may not know it; it affects you subconsciously. They recreate an image that you
a video for that one.
Something, and it felt a little like that.
I just save stated until I won.
You already feel something about Basquiat, and I'm gonna put that image on me so you can feel it about me. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's the same thing he does
Fucking
with
writer.
name dropping political revolutionaries so that you can associate his persona or aura or
there's ways to get on top of the train.
Political posture as that as well.
See, we're about to get into the Dwan B episode territory, right? Because when we start pointing these things out, it becomes a longer list that I think whole vendors like to have conversations about. Blueprint was a KRS-One album that Jay-Z wanted to give you the feeling of KRS-One when he put out the Blueprint. I don't know. Never know. Biggie passed away. He spent a lot of time quoting Biggie. Was he trying to shout him out, or was he trying to make you feel like he's the next Biggie? I don't know. I mean, you can do this for a while. You can do this with a lot of things. I'm not saying these are necessarily true or not true. What I'm saying you could have this debate. And that's the debate that people have been having, right? Because Hove does that quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Okay.
As someone who just listened to his work,
sure, but you added new things to the conversation.
Like
Basquiat.
Oh, I think that's an old one, but it is
all
a
hail
little
safe
odd.
states for real.
I get, you know what it is? I guess to me.
I mean, if there's some that are more offensive than others, sure. But if we're gonna, look at patterns that exist.
This is what I'm gonna say. Some of the previous patterns that I've heard to me have been repeated. The Basquiat one is not a repeat. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like, I've heard people make these complaints about you, and I always thought it was...
All right, let's get in the fucking van, bro.
The Basquiat one is not true. That one is clear as fucking day. Like, I don't like the Fred Hampton one. He was born the day Fred Hampton died. He don't have to think that he's actually Fred Hampton. He could be speaking metaphorically, the same way Fred Hampton decided to take a different path in order to get I don't know if justice is the right word, in order to
I know, very close,
teach the people how to organize to get more power. I feel like I'm taking a different action to teach rap niggas how to organize to get more power, or to teach rap niggas how to get their deal a certain way. It could be a metaphor. I think it's drag sometimes where it's I know that nigga better not think he fucking Fred Hampton. He can't possibly fucking think he Fred Hampton. Like,
Poor Che Guevara.
and that was because he wore the shirt. Like, so this be the thing.
Okay, the imagery. So like symbols exist.
Hold on, real quick before you
Symbols
forget about
exist
that.
without them being
I think
associated. Like
No.
you
Yeah, the clip volume can be higher. Matter of fact, let me turn it up a little bit. First of all, I will say Elle's mic kind of goes on the fritz a little bit. So if it's her, then it's just her mic, unfortunately. But yeah, the clip overall could be a little louder.
can
We're
throw a
doing it.
Batman signal up. You could. I mean, it
This is the
follows a
thing.
pattern.
This
right. I mean, if you start putting dots in a row, you have a line. If you decide, we can't hear you right now, so it's probably a good opportunity for us to get our points off. If you put dots in a row, you have a line. If you only care about one dot over the rest of the dots, then it just looks like one point that is more important to a person. But if we're talking about imagery, and we're talking about Hove's ability to maximize imagery, arguably connect imagery that is potentially opposite of other imagery that he embraces, I'm not sure who's better. I don't necessarily look at all of these things as offensive, but if someone was to point out a lot of things in a row that for various reasons might not be connected or interconnected,
Oh, for God's sake.
I also need them to explain why they're not interconnected if they're all in a row and they all seem to be doing the same kind of thing. Because my issue with Hove more than anything else has nothing to do with any of this. I just don't like somebody, I don't like him, I don't like that freestyle at all when it came to Cap. And not because of him trying to, whether or not he's trying to diminish Cap, whether or not he's talking to Cap at all, whether or not he's talking to other people who are talking to Cap. I didn't like how he tried to make it, one, I don't like Billionaire whataboutism at all. These are the last people on the planet I ever want to hear whataboutism. Oh, what about Twitter? What about Amazon? No. I don't like that from broke people. Definitely don't like it from Billionaire. But two, more than anything else, right after he talks about Cap, he talks about all the social justice work he does, and he's not owned and he gets laws passed. And he's talking about it, about Cap, as if Cap's not doing the work every day. He has a whole foundation that is also doing the work. So how he decided to make whatever point he's trying to make, because I think all of his points in this direction are lost. I think I think he's been a billionaire too long, personally.
When I wake up in last place, I need the power of Old Spice.
Because his points sound, for him to be as amazing communicator as he is, when he makes these points, they do not land. Right? But
And I want to see if I can see my it was a live chat replay.
taking that freestyle and then talk about all the stuff he's doing and acting like Cap's story ends with him taking a check, that to me is self-serving. That is also to me an indication of someone who looks insecure about this thing in a very weird way. And also, I do not believe he would even be in the position to do some of the things, particularly the NFL stuff, particularly using NFL monies for the NFL Change organization, all that stuff, particularly booking a Super Bowl, if it wasn't for Cap. So regardless of what everybody else is saying, the way he responds to what everyone else is saying about that sounds like a guy who would, co-op Basquiat's imagery. Sounds like the same kind of guy.
Fair point. Damn, we still can't hear.
You gotta change to your other angle, what you gotta do. Nah, it's all good. I mean, look, one of my favorite episodes of the Boondocks has a famous quote. It goes, "God got involved. God."
Now look, it's because what he's saying is bullshit. Like, I like that he says, "Oh, Ho's such a great communicator," and I'm like, is he? But I'll even grant you that. But then he says, "But this stuff doesn't land." And what I said in the live chat was, yeah, because it's lies. You can be the best communicator ever. If it doesn't connect, if you're Obama and you're such a great communicator, but you are trying to communicate that 2 + 2 = 5, it's never gonna land. People might go, Okay, I'll take that and ignore it and like focus on all the other things you said. But this one thing, you're just never going to make that point because it's not true. Because it's not based on reality. That we should be deferential to billionaires and, oh, we only started criticizing billionaires when Jay-Z became a billionaire? As if people weren't protesting against the Rockefellers and the fucking robber barons in the 20s and the 30s? If I say it's 5, do I get a prize?
God got involved.
That's
Second
like,
applause.
remember every time Scott used to come up here, every time he
Right.
would get ready to say something, his shit would drop completely off. He'd be
Right.
like, look, hey. No.
All right, 1 second applause. We'll take that as a sign. We can come back in. I mean, whatever you have a microphone as soon as it works.
Come up with the super chat. I don't look.
Big shout out to Cop Dog though. Thank you so much, brother.
Can
We
you
got.
hear me?
But we now have a different super chat on the screen.
Just in the nigga toe.
Just in the time. God got involved. God.
Justin, don't you.
You got it. You got it.
Switch that. Okay,
You definitely sound far away. We don't hear you well, but we hear you. You got it. Go ahead, do your thing.
never mind. Never.
No. We need the whole vendor approach right now. Go ahead.
I think y'all dragging the Cap shit. Okay. I don't think that he was talking about Kaepernick's entire identity or everything about Kaepernick, like his whole story. I think he was saying niggas is hypocrites if they mad that I worked with the NFL. At least I did something.
I can't recruit homies yet.
Kaepernick was put in a position where he couldn't continue to chastise the NFL. Now, I'm not saying the nigga was right. Hold on. I'm not.
Yeah, see now
right.
watch.
Now I can't.
See now they're starting to react and going, no, we're all friends here, we all love, but I'm hearing some shit that this could have been coming out of Memphis Bleak's mouth.
Here y'all. Fuck, great. Now I can't hear
I got myself on mute, so you have the floor. I'm on mute, so you got the floor.
Okay. If it is true, fuck y'all for laughing at me because I know I'm not supposed to say this. I'm doing the stat right now. Well, I know I'm not supposed to say this. Oh, fuck it. If it is true that Kaepernick signed a non-disparaging agreement so that he could no longer talk bad about the NFL, wouldn't that be a bad thing? Let's start there. I know TMZ came out and said it wasn't true. First of all,
Yeah, and also we don't need TMZ to verify. We could watch Cap's own tweets. We can watch his own documentaries. We can watch his own commentaries.
Use TMZ to verify it. Everybody in their responses use TMZ to verify it. So
No, what I'm saying is it didn't. What I'm saying is it didn't ring true to me in general because when I think of non-disparagement clauses, I don't think people who make documentaries about how the NFL is a slave, how professional football, the draft system is a slave trade. That to me doesn't sound like a non-disparagement clause. I didn't need TMZ to verify that. I didn't need I could see the countdown of the number of days he didn't have a job, and that to me sounds like someone who is pointing a finger saying he is blackballed from an organization. So I hear Hove say that. My mind says, hey, I remember these things. This doesn't sound like non-disparagement. You have TMZ verify
Really? You
it,
can get
sure.
homies to take
But
pictures
to
of
your
you? That's
point,
cool.
I don't know where you're trying to. I don't know necessarily where you're going with it because I actually don't even think that point made sense even when he said it.
that was my question. Well, but no, that was my question.
My bad. I tried to hit mute. I wasn't trying to get myself.
I think you need more applauses. I don't like that since you're the applause giver. You're too modest to give yourself applause.
I agree with that.
But anyway.
Yeah, well, 1 second plus.
Who are we when we say humans?
So now you see the turning point here. It's going to get a little more heated. So I'm just preparing y'all. It's going to get a little more heated. Because now we're into hypotheticals. She knows, or at least Justin and BK know, and she's aware that TMZ said, this is not right. He did not take an NDA. He got paid by the NFL money they owed him. Not taking a settlement and again, that's making the same argument as E. Jean Carroll. Oh, she's just doing it for money. No, she would prefer Donald Trump be imprisoned, but he's not going to be, so she's taking the money. It's also the best she's going to get. It's not justice. Right? So he took the money. Of course, the NFL tried to settle. Here you go. He did not sign an NDA. He made a whole documentary. Right? The documentarians came out and were like, he did not sign an NDA. Also, look at what he's been saying. He's been shitting on the NFL. It's not like he's stopped.
So I'm walking.
I also will say this. I'm the devil's advocate, equal opportunity offender here. Kaepernick's been trying to like push a crypto thing. Like, hey, this is for the black community. Bullshit. Don't do that shit, Cap. Nas too. Nas been trying to do that too. Fuck you. So it's not like they're without criticism, but this shit is not the critique.
Slowly. If he had signed that type of agreement where he could no longer talk bad about the NFL, would you see a problem with it?
Say that one more time. This sounds like a hypothetical, so I'm not sure how relevant it is, but good. I didn't mean that like as a shot. I'm trying to understand the hypothetical.
I mean, it's not a shot, but it definitely fucked up my little shit I was setting up. It's not a shot, but I mean, but
welcome back to America.
Yeah, welcome back to. My question is, would you see anything wrong with Kaepernick signing a deal with the NFL that he was gonna stop talking shit about the NFL? If he did sign one, would it be a problem?
All right, let me think about this. Let me entertain this thought. If he gets paid, he has to sign non-disparagement.
How hard it is to entertain this thought too. It's like you're refusing.
I'm not refusing it. I just, when it comes to this particular thing, I don't live in hypotheticals, so I have to change where my mind is. So, hypothetically speaking, if he signed a non-disparagement clause, would I have a problem with it? Yes, actually, because his whole point. For me, the answer would be yes, because his point, he was making a broader point, right? And his broader point really had nothing to do with the NFL outside the fact that the NFL did a deal with the Army to have everybody stand for the national anthem, right? So now if he, for his broader point, has now made him a target or someone who is blackballed from the NFL, right? And now he has critiques and criticisms for the NFL because of that. Then that to me would be sellout. That would be all right, fine, I'm paid, shut up, let me move on kind of thing. And I don't think I would look at him the same way.
Yeah.
So it would make a difference to me.
A big part of, the whole issue was, beyond.
Yeah, sorry, Pinkerbell. The stream kept shutting down. Hopefully it's still up as I'm speaking to you right now. Fingers crossed, knock wood. This is a dance mission? All right, cool. I got no problem with that. It's just like Parappa the Rapper again. Okay, we could do that. Yeah, they're talking about Jay-Z's freestyle where he dissed Colin Kaepernick saying he got paid from the NFL and he signed a non-disclosure. So that's really all he cared about. He didn't care about the movement or black people at all. So stop criticizing me for being a billionaire while I'm actually out here trying to help black people. Even though, Jay-Z, what are you doing, Jay-Z, for helping black people? I still see and hear you, but I just meant the guy was being condescending. Word. Well, he is getting frustrated now because L is being the Jay-Z defender here. And while company man's like, they were talking about the show and like, hey, the show was great, it was amazing, his history, he's bringing out all these big artists and all that. She's kind of going a little further and being like, yeah, and also, I think you guys the criticism that he's getting is kind of unfair while y'all bringing Colin Kaepernick up again and it wasn't that deep and blah, blah, blah. So now I think he's getting frustrated, especially she posed this question. If he had signed a non-disclosure with the NFL, would that be a problem? And both Justin and BK put out, he didn't, so that point's mute. But she's like, what if he did? So now I'm like, okay, well, hypothetically, I guess, sure, that would be a problem. But yeah, it was uncomfortable watching it last night live. But they did all come back together at the end. I promise. They're all friends. It's no beef. Like, it was a good discussion. It just got heated, and she started to sound like Memphis Bleak. And y'all remember I played that clip for you last time, and I played it on this space. Where Memphis Bleak is like, Jay-Z taught black people how to get money and boss up. He taught you how to be successful in America. Before that, y'all were just knuckle-dragging, spear-chucking idiots. You know? So, she's kind of not going so far as that, but in the same realm. And Justin and BK are not going to have that. So, this is kind of the turning point where the conversation gets a little bit more heated.
On literally kneeling as a protest, you know, against police brutality, it was a First Amendment issue for me. Like, it was like you literally getting punished, retaliated against in the workplace based on your free speech, or that like you could literally be like blocked out of pay, opportunity.
Hands-free, cozy fit Skechers slip-ins. Sneakers that are as soft and comfy as your favorite slippers. Just step in and go.
Arriba! Disculpa. Para concentrarte.
Your character besmirched, or I think that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was a free speech thing, you know, and so I feel like signing something that says like I can't say anything bad about the league would kind of undermine his own point. Or like, that's not the whole of the point, because it really was like in response to police brutality and like the targeting of black people, like anti-black racism, like, you know, and
it wasn't really about the NFL.
And well, it became a free speech issue about the NFL when they silenced him.
Right. Yeah, like the First Amendment part is like equal to the protest against police brutality in my mind. So equal? Like it's a both of these things I feel like combine to make the issue like very supercharged, because it's like
I'm gonna
anti-black
mute
racism,
the game for a second because it's copyrighted music.
With my right to protest, which is covered
so
under the Constitution.
that,
so it's like it's a constitutional right at risk,
theoretically.
And it's, a social justice issue too. So I mean, I just feel like they're kind of like intertwined in that regard. Like, so if he signed an NDA, like if he signed a contract saying like I won't speak, like that would undermine his point of like being able to speak via protest.
Like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that I would have a problem with him signing that agreement, because you still taking it. You still taking the money. Like you're still settling.
That's money that the NFL owed him
without getting on a team. You're not getting what you wanted.
But being able to maintain like your autonomy and your First Amendment right to like speak out against what happened to you, you know?
And also to get the funding so you can start your Know Your Rights campaign and other things you want to do.
Exactly. So I feel like signing, if the money is then used perfectly.
Happy birthday, Latino.
Then I wouldn't have
happy birthday
with him signing. First of all. So first, okay. So now
I do want to make sure that I do want to make sure we all understand that this is a hypothetical that we're talking about. So this is kind of a separate thing.
You do understand because you keep saying it. So I think you.
Well, this isn't my hypothetical. I also want people to know that this is not my hypothetical. So I don't know if I'm the one that's living in the hypothetical space. I'm just making sure that people who might have just entered the chat understand where we're coming from.
I see a lot of indicators that I should stop, but I'm just.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. You keep going. I don't know. I don't know where it's going. Like, it's like I don't want to get stuck. I definitely don't want to get stuck on a hypothetical about
Because my point was.
Yeah, let's get to that.
My point was the people who have a problem with him signing an NDA are also the people who don't like that Jay would have brought it up.
But he didn't.
So to me, something.
So it doesn't matter.
Just say.
I don't know. Well, you're starting with the premise that I don't know that it's true, and you're presenting it as if it's true.
It's not true. It's
So
verifiably
I'm not
true.
trying to, come at you, but like when you said right at the end of what you just said, I don't know if that's right. You're right. I don't know that that's right. So whatever you're going to say next, could be whatever, but I don't know that that's right.
I feel like it would, whether it's moral or immoral, it was in poor taste for him to be like, yo, your boy took the money and signed a non-disparagement. Like, he was literally like, hey, like, they can't control me, but they got your boy locked up.
They
Like,
can't control me, even though I'm sitting
shady-ass
next
shit.
to Roger
And
Goodell.
you got this partnership and leverage with the league directly after the hoopla with Cap. Hoopla meaning blackballed for like kneeling respectfully, like in a way that like service members were like, this is how you protest if you want to do it during the motherfucking national anthem.
Yeah, the
Like,
army people
it's
were like,
it's
this
in
is a
poor
respectful
taste for
protest.
you as a multi-billionaire to bring that up and be like, y'all was sitting up here talking about me. Yeah, like what about your boy that y'all love so much, right? Like the cultural darling, like they passing laws cause him. Like, look at what I'm doing. I'm bringing niggas home. Like, yo nigga over here took the money and signed a deal to not speak. And then that happened to be like untrue. So it's like, nah, bro, like you dabbling in the same aligning of his character as the fucking National Football League did. And that's why y'all ain't got no fucking partnership together.
Hell no.
And his action just like, come on now.
He's doing the same thing that the NFL did.
God damn.
This is Buick now.
Happy birthday.
Didn't Jay-Z help him? Okay, wait. Didn't Jay-Z help
maligning his character? Yes, that is the same as what the NFL did to Cap. Like lying on him and saying he signed it and like doing it in a way of like, y'all praise him, but he took money from the league and signed a contract to silence himself.
But
which
I
like
don't
was a
think
mischaracterization.
I don't think it. This is how it sounded to me. It didn't sound like fuck Colin Kaepernick.
The tone.
It sounded to me like y'all are holding me to a different standard than y'all hold others. That's what it sounded like.
Because you're a billionaire.
Multi-billionaire Jay-Z, we are holding you. Yes, Hove. Yes, leader. Yes, icon. Yes, I'm the only nigga that can do this. I'm the only nigga that can kick y'all game, the blueprint, all this. Yes, we are holding you to a higher standard than to a person that was blackballed for their protest.
And I don't think it's fair to give a person all of that and the standard only changed for criticism but not grace. I don't like this. I don't like this weird thing.
I like to raise my hand on this. I would actually think that Hope has gotten a lot of grace. Hope sold drugs to his mom. He sold drugs to his mom.
I didn't know that part. When I was making my Jay-Z reviews. I would have said that every 2 seconds. He sold drugs to his mom? Crack? He sold crack to his mom. That's crazy. Again, you sell weed, it's whatever, man. Drugs should be legal. But crack? That's crazy. And what up, Gupta? Yes. Welcome. Bro, playing GTA. Sadly, my laptop got Trojan virus. I can't play it. I'm sorry. That sucks. But this is all inspired by you. I am playing it, finally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Hope has done a lot of things over a long period of time that he has gotten a lot of grace for.
Yeah,
I think it's
spicy
interesting
now,
in 2026 is the pattern.
Great way to spend your
You know what I'm
birthday.
saying? That's
Clowning on
that is
Jay-Z.
what
Hell
is
yeah.
building up these conversations. I don't think this conversation was as loud as with the Brooklyn Nets thing. I don't think it was as loud with Occupy All Streets. I think it gets loud with Kaepernick for sure. I think this Target thing starts it again in a different way. And now I definitely think this freestyle has brought all these things to this place now. But this isn't one off. I mean, Hove is still packing out Yankee Stadium. That's a lot of grace in that mug.
Yeah.
It's a ton of grace. You know, I think that what I hear with a lot of these conversations, I hear about people, I see a lot of people who really love Hove, who are treating him, and from my point of view, I'm not putting this on you particularly, I'm not putting this on the whole Hove community, but when I run into these conversations with people, they're talking as if we need to give more grace to this person that has gotten a ton of grace. All he does is keep growing, and all he does is keep selling things, and we keep going and buying them. But I don't look at this as an example.
This is the Occupy All Streets thing, which I also didn't know about. Look at this. Oh, here he is with famed rapist Russell Simmons. Occupy All Streets. It's not Wall Street. It's All Street. It's not Black Lives Matter. It's All Lives Matter. Isn't that fucking crazy? Here we go. Salon.com. Jay-Z's Occupy Wall Street problem. The millionaire rap star lamely tries to cash in from a populist movement, but no one's buying it. This is 2011. Before Trayvon, I think. Jay-Z's got 99% problems, and in the wake of scathing criticism, the rapper, producer, and Beyonce impregnator, oh my god, alright Salon, is now allegedly backtracking on his attempts to make a buck off Occupy. So, this wasn't even like, I'm trying to really shut it down. I'm trying to just, it's popular, so let me put it on a t-shirt and maybe I can make some money. Just last week, the former Sean Carter was photographed strutting around in a t-shirt with the phrase Occupy Wall Street selectively scrawled over to read Occupy All Streets. Stick it to the man. Rock and roll. That bold fashion statement was then followed by the inevitable business announcement that the shirts were a new creation from Jay-Z's own Rockaware line available for $22, which is cheap nowadays. I think Jay-Z's former crackhead clients thought they were buying crack from Joe Camel. Yeah, word. What up, Big Jerry? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. He does look like Joe Camel. I think that was a line on Ether. Or something similar. Occupy All Streets is our way of reminding people that there is change to be made everywhere, not just on Wall Street. At this time, we have not made an official commitment to monetarily support the movement. That's what his quote was. You're going to make money off these shirts, but you're not going to actually give money to the movement. Jay-Z certainly doesn't have an obligation to stand behind the sentiments on the shirts, nor for that matter does anyone who wears them. I think we could safely assume that if you're supporting a Rockaware, fresh out the hood or a block away from hell tee, no one's going to stop you and ask for your hood or hell credentials. Just because your shirt says Big Pimpin', you are not legally obligated to be, in fact, a perpetual state of Big Pimpin'. Alright, the way this is written is fucking college know-it-all hippie. Fucking white person. Like, this is annoying, honestly. But, like, true. You're making money off this movement, and you are not trying to help the movement. You're trying to look like you're in solidarity with it so that you can make some money, because it's popular. Ooh, here's where they mentioned Sex Pistols. I didn't... Alright. My wife's favorite. Perhaps it's possible to duke it out with Warren Buffett in Forbes 400 and still maintain your street cred. You can certainly sell the idea, as Rockaware does, the idea that my love is the bomb. You can be a celebrity and show up to Zuccotti Park to express solidarity. But even the Sex Pistols knew that at a certain point, you can't sell revolution. And while Parks and Streets team with protesters, it seems pretty clear that if there's one thing nobody much feels like occupying today, it's a stupid shirt sold by a millionaire signifying nothing. Written by Mary Elizabeth Williams. Interesting. So yeah, I did not know about this history either. I believe also FD mentioned that in his thing. Millennial garbage for sure.
Of something that's outside the range of fairness. We legitimately have somebody who is sitting on SNL in this picture wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey. He is supporting Cap. 6 months after this, he is doing a press conference with the NFL saying, we're past kneeling, in context, out of context, whatever. But now he is partnering with the people that he is rallying people to protest against. He is using his cachet to bring cool back to the NFL, which he did successfully. Every time I see an awesome...
That's Jay's fucking business. Like, his business outwardly is I make clothes, I produce alcohol, I have Beyonce. She's a product of mine because he met her when she was 16. Never forget. And, music and whatever. The real business is, hey, billionaires, you want black people to buy your product? Put me in charge, and I will bring black people to buy your product. You want black people to stop protesting your product? Put me out in front, and I will make a deal with me to put my product in your store, Target, and I will get black people to come up to the store. That's his business. That's his real business. And like again, he's on SNL in Cap's jersey making a statement. I'm sure the NFL was pissing their pants. So what does he do? I'm sure after this performance, he gets a call from Roger Goodell saying, hey, can we make a deal? And he said, absolutely, we can make a deal. I can keep pushing, and the black people will keep protesting. Or I can pull back. You give me a job, put me in charge of the Super Bowl, I will make the NFL cool again. If you say millennial garbage 3 times in a row, Lena Dunham magically appears, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
Who are we?
Sorry, I keep pausing it and it keeps going to commercial. I got a lot to say.
Grace. We just had Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar, Rihanna, The Weeknd, Shakira, J-Lo, Usher. That's a lot of grace. Grace. And so when he comes outside and he says stuff that is actually really weird, considering he is someone, again, who got that role because of what that person's jersey, number 7 jersey, that person did. To me, it's actually kind of weird that people want to jump to Hove's defense as if he is above criticism. He, to me, is someone that we continue to support despite our criticisms. And I think those Yankee Stadium shows is the latest example of that.
Word.
It's work.
It's very low.
Yeah, it's not Mike, it's just you talking.
Lena Dunham and Taylor Lorenz competing to be the most annoying.
I hear you.
I don't know, man. Taylor, I feel like, gets a bad rap and is kind of a victim of people keep calling you crazy. So now you are acting crazy because if everyone around you calls you crazy, of course it's going to drive you nuts a bit. I think that's what's going on. Obviously the COVID shit, but like, she's right on the COVID. We should all be wearing masks, but we're not. And that sucks. We don't have that culture. We should have. Biden should have. Oh, hey, we're all going to fucking work together and blah, blah, blah. Collectivism. But Biden's not a collectivist either. He's a genocidist capitalist. But then there's like a new thing that Taylor did where she was like shitting on someone, calling them like a genocide apologist or Zionist or something, but they were like a Palestinian activist. I don't remember what it was. Actually, I have no idea. So never mind. Scratch that. But there was something recently where I'm like, all right, maybe you have some more issues than I realized. But yeah, let's keep going with this. Yeah, I don't think she's crazy. I think she's annoying. Oh, word. Okay. She can still be right sometimes, and honestly, we kind of need annoying people to get anything done. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. There's definitely people who I'm like, God bless you. God bless you. But I'm not going to watch you. You know what I mean? Vouch, I think, is one of those. And I'll still separate him out from, like, Destiny and Bad and Banana and those fucks. But, like, Vouch, I'm still like, look, man, if you're doing good shit, then good for you. But I'm not going to watch you. And I wouldn't advise anyone to, like, collaborate with you. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Hell, I was talking to Socialist Adri. Shout out Socialist Adri on my channel right here. And I confessed to her, I'm like, I don't watch Hassan all the time. I don't watch him, like, live streams. I watch clips because, frankly, he gets annoying. It gets annoying when he gets freaked out by a chatter and is, like, banging the table and screaming, and it's like, bro, ignore one person in your chat of 30,000 and just keep making the point. You're the fucking host. Talk, dude. Yeah, they're the ones who push the boundary. Exactly.
Better.
Oh, that's better.
Okay.
All right, let's do another.
When I say grace, I mean, I don't have this that.
Yeah, her mic keeps going in and out.
I think this weird thing has happened where it's like, when I say grace, I mean, I want to know why he's. I'm not just looking at it like, oh, you just on certain. And I hate that it's like you get a certain level of that it feels like
you're going in and out.
Yeah. This is because I took my microphone. I think I put it.
Damn. It's like mute right now.
God got involved.
Yeah, you were never into Hassan, but he's doing good work. Exactly, man. Keep going, dude. Keep going.
One last point, though.
I think the universe is not trying to hear your point right. They're trying to. We need that stat quote. Get up out of there button right now.
Yeah, where's the button?
I wonder if it's on here. That's on our other. Do we have it on here? We don't. We have it on the third person. Yeah. That's
I don't think that. I don't think that the Super Bowl. I don't think that we gave him grace by accepting the Super Bowl. I think that what he did was smart. I think that him saying, hey, you motherfuckers always do something fucked up and we don't never get nothing for it. You niggas got all of them resources and all that shit over there. Let us get something. And when he chose the fucking halftime show, I was like, what the fuck are you doing, JP? This doesn't make any fucking sense. You look like a sellout. But you know what I did? I gave him some grace.
It was introduced as stealth, which is never used again.
He's made some pretty good decisions, and it is true that people have copied Jay-Z's business decisions and how he, like, people call him like, hey, what should I do? I know Drake tried to make a joke about that, like, oh, they call you to ask for your advice. Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers call Jay-Z to ask for advice because he's like slick enough to get around all of the bullshit the white folks be doing, or at least that's how he comes off to me. Like, you come up with a bullshit deal, you explain it to Jay.
No.
He's like, how about this?
No, he's not getting around the slick shit the white folks do. He's doing the slick shit with them. That's why you call Jay-Z. Because you go, hey, there's a fucked up deal I got in front of me. And he goes, here's how to make it a little bit less fucked up. But also, it's still going to help out those people that I'm in community with, which is the billionaires.
And his deal is better. So that's the reason why niggas come to ask Jay for advice, okay? He speaks shady white man, okay? We all don't speak that way, but he does, right? Cool. Well, now, why does he speak it? Fuck, don't do that like this. That's a good point. Maybe it come down from drug dealing. Not gonna get into it. I thought it was a silly, kind of sellout-ish choice. Gave him grace. We got fucking
Try imagining a place where it's all.
Again, sorry for all the ads and the music and shit. At least it didn't crash again. Hey Jay, I need advice on how to look like an anthropomorphic camel. What can I do? Be born Sean Carter. That's what you can do.
Bunny and Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. I don't know about the other ones, but those two, to me, do I want to go as far as saying it was a greater political statement? Not gonna go that far. That's a road too far. But they were outstanding political statements that we got on the world stage. So saying, oh, you want to silence Cap when he tried to say his shit about the politics? Oh, you don't want no politics in the Super Bowl? Boom, politics in the Super Bowl. Black politics, Latino politics. I think that is fucking huge. And I think that it gets very much dismissed. Like, oh, okay, nigga, big deal, you did the Super Bowl. Did you see Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance?
Okay.
It gets lauded.
This is the part that I feel like they snap a little bit. Where she's like, it might be as big, if not a bigger political statement to give Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny the Super Bowl so that they can make surface level political statements. Hell, FD made a video about it, Lil Bill made a video, everybody done made a video about the fucking Super Bowl thing and how it definitely mimicked Beyonce's Super Bowl performance when she wore like militant looking outfit with like the bullet bandolier that looked like a Black Panther thing, but like what more was it than an aesthetic? Same with Kendrick. Trump's in the audience, just got reelected. You know, all the conservatives were mad about it, but they're going to always be mad about a black person or a Latino person performing anyway. What statement did he make? He had Sam Jackson as Uncle Sam. Like a little bit. And it was a little bit, just enough that the NFL approved, the NFL made money on, and did not challenge the status quo of the NFL or the United States or fucking anything. It was not... Dude, when Dr. Dre did the Super Bowl, which Jay-Z also approved, Kendrick had to censor himself saying, and we hate Po, want to shoot us dead in the street faux show. He did not say that line. He censored himself because that's not NFL approved. You know who did something at that Super Bowl? Actually, the most political any Super Bowl has been? Eminem. Eminem kneeled after his performance of Lose Yourself in solidarity with Kaepernick because he gives a shit. He gives a shit more than everybody else on that fucking stage. Including Kendrick. You know why he maybe gives a shit more? Because he doesn't give a fuck. Because he's Eminem. He's white. He has the white privilege to do that. I'm gonna kneel. I don't give a fuck what the NFL said. I'm gonna kneel. While Snoop Dogg out here crip walking, tap dancing for the man. Dr. Dre out there tap dancing for the man. 50 Cent, Kendrick. Unfortunately. The revolution will not have Super Bowl ads. Exactly. Exactly. And that was kind of the point of like FD's video, Bill's video of like, what are you gonna do, dude? It's the Super Bowl. If he wanted to really make that statement, instead of a random dancer coming out of that car with the Palestinian and Sudanese flag, being like, hey, there's a genocide happening. That was actually revolutionary. That was actually protest. But what happened? Immediately got chased down by security. Kendrick did not like embrace him. Did not after the show like, hey, this is the dancer who did that. I love this dude. Like, show him love and blah, blah, blah. Did not do that. Because he wants to make money. He wants to fucking up his brand. And you know what? If you want to up your brand as like, at least I'm going to replace Drake, and Drake's not the standard bearer of this art form anymore, I am, okay, that's a better, just like, you know, people criticize AOC all the time. I'm like, if AOC is the president, and she's the furthest right that we got to worry about, we're good. We're good. I'd rather that. But it's still not addressing the fucking issues, right? All that to say, L's kind of like, well, I don't know. Those were pretty political Super Bowls. And they're like, yeah, but it didn't do anything. It wasn't a protest. It was a show done by the NFL.
Yes, we did.
I think everybody's praised this quite a bit and also gave him a lot of grace on it. I don't think this is.
And
like,
again, this whole conversation is like Jay-Z gets grace. She's saying Jay-Z gets more criticism than he does given grace. And it's like, He's been given grace for fucking 30 years. You're a crack dealer who's so cracked to your own mother. Okay, we'll give you grace. You were struggling in Brooklyn and on the come up and trying to make money and survive. Whatever. You're starting to compare yourself to Biggie right after he's dead. All right, give you some grace. You knew him. Maybe you talked to him in that way and blah, blah, blah. You started sampling Nas on the first album. Okay, we give you grace. Ether came out and kind of destroyed you. But you made Big Pimpin' and a lot of fun party songs, and people don't really care about what Nas has to say. Okay, we give you grace. Like, he's been given grace over and over and over and over and over again. And now's a time of a social audit. And I love what's happening now with this social audit. Make everybody fucking account for the shit that they've been doing their whole fucking careers. Yeah, it's celebrity and it's not as important as the fucking politicians. But they're getting fucking audited too. What votes are you taking? Why the fuck did y'all vote? 13 Democrats voted with Trump yesterday to merge our military with Israel's. If that's a possibility, then we can have a vote to cleave off 2/3 of our military and give it to the UN. Irrevocably. We can't get that military back. We can do my idea. Because if we can merge it with Israel, what the fuck? I'm emulating PS2, aren't you? Yes, I am. There's a setting you can check to get rid of the double vision. Oh, yeah? Thank you. Appreciate it. Because I've been playing the whole time with this. I don't really mind it at this point. But that would be nice.
Do I think Jay-Z thanked Kaepernick?
I know there are allergens out here, and I live with
I'm
it.
sorry.
But I don't
we
have
get so
to in
many
my
ads.
home. That's why.
They keep pausing.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. You knew Jay-Z with the camel. It's hilarious, dude.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Do you think Kaepernick thanked Jay-Z?
For what?
You don't know for what?
I'm asking your
literal question.
But I want to highlight. I'm gonna say it, but I want to highlight the fact that you don't know for what. And so it's like, what does that mean about the way information is getting transferred? Like,
he's lying on his
again. Now this is really gonna get heated. They're all friends, and we love them all. But this is really gonna get heated now. They said, "Do you think Jay-Z has thanked Colin?" And she said, "Nah." And then she said, "Do you think Colin has thanked Jay-Z?" And they both said, "For what?" Now she's going, "I'll tell you what. It's for the tryout, right? There was a tryout put on by Rock Nation. They both know. And this is what, FD also mentioned it in a video he just put out yesterday about Charlemagne and academics. but they're gonna explain it. But Elle assumes they don't know about the tryout. So she's saying, before I explain for what, I'm going to point out that you guys don't even know. So that's just how information is transferred and bubbles and blah, blah, blah. She's digging a hole. She doesn't understand she's digging a hole right now. Because they both know. And they're going to reveal that they both know. But she thinks she's like making a solid point here.
Right now.
You are making this. You're making an assumption as if we don't know, as opposed to whether or not we think that's something he should be thanked for.
Good point. Thank you for explaining it to me because it was starting
Yes.
you didn't have an answer. Jay-Z is the one who helped him get his fucking
You have to start the game from the
It's called a tryout. It's called a tryout.
So you thank you.
It's called a tryout.
So they wasn't you said I was trying to sports ball, Justin.
I know. That's what I mean. Like you're asking
So Jay-Z doesn't deserve any thanks for helping him get an opportunity to try to get back on the team when he
For
said
Cap getting shitted on in the middle of Yankee Stadium and told like in a shady tone, we can all contextualize. No. He shouldn't thank him at all, especially now.
But
and if he would have thanked him, I would have said take that shit back.
I'm not talking about now. I'm saying
even then.
So Jay-Z wasn't deserving of no thanks for helping
Kaepernick?
From Colin Kaepernick. How did Jay-Z get in that position?
Was Jay-Z deserving of
How did Jay-Z get that job? How did Jay-Z get the job?
Y'all
What did Jay-Z do to get the job?
I'm answering your question directly.
No, you're not, because I haven't even finished my question, and I don't.
For giving him his tryout?
At the time, nobody.
Isn't this the house that you get in GTA 5?
I remember this shit. He couldn't get a tryout. He kept saying no matter what he wanted to. Because I was kind of mad at Cap because I felt like he should have said fuck the NFL and started some big three shit with how much motherfucking life he had on him. So he kept trying to say no, it has to be the NFL because it's, I understood it after a while. It's like this: if you don't play here, you don't fucking play nowhere. Kind of is too small.
It was his job.
Yeah, bro. Like, what do you mean? You're mad at Cap for still trying to be in the NFL? He worked his entire life to be a football player. The end. The end. You cannot... what else is he going to do? There's no competing football league. There's no XFL, Vince McMahon's XFL, or whatever.
But they wasn't trying to give him tryouts, correct? Do you remember that?
He was blackballed from every team.
Jay-Z helped him get...
Time to get some prep wisdom. Some things may seem similar, but Mama knows they're not.
Tryout. He shitted on the tryout, went somewhere else, did some other shit, showed up late, some bullshit. Why?
That tryout led nowhere.
He fucked the tryout up. First of all, so you can't just say it didn't lead nowhere. He fucked it up.
Giving him a tryout is throwing him a bone and being like, I'm going to make a lot of money with this partnership with the NFL.
All right, so here's Justin revealing the power level. Being like, actually, here's what happened with the tryout. Right? L's like, oh, he fucked the tryout up. Like, he fucked up. And BK doesn't really remember the history because that's fine. It's sports ball. I don't know either. But FD remembered, and fucking Justin definitely remembered.
Like, I don't think it's enough to be thanked. Yeah. Like, a tryout is genuinely like throwing someone a bone. It's what you do when you throw a super senior or a prospect that's like past their prime with a torn hammy. Like that's what that is in this world. It's a performative ass toss a bone. No, this nigga not gonna get drafted on a team. That's like kind of understood in these circles. Like,
L, do you want to read the screen? L, do you want me to read the screen?
It feels like a setup because I can hear the tone of your voice, but I'll read it.
I mean, it is. It's the reason why I don't think Kaepernick should be thinking. Okay, which one do you want to go to? You want to go to the source?
Is Google AI? Okay, let's see.
Where do you want to go? Just let me know what you feel most comfortable with.
I don't know what it says.
I can tell you why I don't think he needs to be thanked. I can tell you why.
You don't think
I knew that's what you're going to say. I'm the one that doesn't call it sports
shadow
ball.
Shit isn't really used.
I'm trying to give you additional context since you don't follow sports.
I like
right.
context.
Now, it was a setup, but if you would like to dig into the article or multiple articles,
I said I was gonna do the setup, but we're starting with, is this Google AI? You don't have to be offended. Now scroll up a little bit.
No. I'm going to whatever is less questionable, because you got a lot of questions. You have a lot of very solid opinions on something you're very considerate, consistently talking about. You don't pay attention to, and you are asking us if we think this person who plays this sport that we pay more attention to than you vocalize on a regular basis. If we feel like that person should thank Jay-Z for getting him this opportunity that he was able to get for him because of Hove taking advantage of Kaepernick taking a knee.
You couldn't remember the exact settings, so I sent you screenshots of the setting. Thank you so much, Chet. I appreciate it.
So which one do we want to do?
Except for your mischaracterization of me having a lot of solid opinions. I have a lot of opinions, but it's not about the part I don't follow. It's about the part I do follow. Journalist, man. Now, scroll back up to the top, because the first line said something that was highlighted that I think is the overall point.
Which one do you want? You want this one right here?
The tryout was widely criticized as shady and insecure. The NFL scheduled... Oh, insincere. The NFL scheduled it on a Saturday, a day coaches and scouts typically use to evaluate college games, instead of the traditional Tuesday. Additionally, the league presented an unusual liability waiver just days prior and barred independent media from attending. Due to the restrictions and lack of transparency, Kaepernick's representatives moved the session from the Atlanta Falcons facility to a high school in a last-minute adjustment. Wait, due to the restrictions and lack of transparency, Kaepernick's representatives moved the session from the Atlanta Falcons facility to a high school in a last-minute adjustment. While this alternative showcase allowed media access, the drama ultimately resulted in 0 contract offers. Critics and supporters alike suspected the league's sudden initiative was primarily a public relations maneuver rather than a genuine effort to get him back on the field. You want to keep going?
If you like, but I'm showing you this because if you would like, you can keep reading. What I'm saying is because this is how I've viewed this for a long time. Not even just between this AI stuff, but when it was happening in real time. Like this was really the discussion that's gone back and forth. And I think that, for example, if you're going to have a tryout on a day where if you're going to have a Saturday tryout during college football season, that is a day where most of the scouts are going to be. If you have restrictions on whether the media can come see you try out, that's a problem, right? Because the other thing people were saying was, oh, Cap's just washed up, he can't play. He wanted the media there so people can see how well he could play or not play. That's why he moved it. That last part of The Guardian talked about how once he moved it, or the Guardian part right there, talked about once they moved it, you know, the NFL, he is again showing that he didn't want to play by the NFL's rules.
Raising Cane's is celebrating National Chicken Finger Day.
So that was the thing. Jay-Z, Rock Nation, set up a tryout on a day when college football is at their peak, and so all the recruiters would be at college football games looking to recruit from there. So already there's not going to be a lot of recruitment. There also wasn't going to be media there. The team reached out, or Kaepernick's team reached out to the NFL, reached out to Rock Nation, said like, hey, can we get media people? Can we do this? And they were just like, it's going to be at this place at this time, show up or don't. This is so we can say we gave you a tryout. We can say we gave you a tryout and you just didn't make the cut and that's it. And we can put it to bed and we look okay now. That's what it was. It was bullshit. It was a trap. So he said, I'm going to go 20 minutes down the road. FD put it. He said, I'm in Atlanta. It wasn't at the Atlanta Falcons Stadium. It was at a high school 20 minutes away. With the same kind of facilities. It's a fucking football field. So he brought cameras, he brought his own people to be like, here's me throwing the ball. Here's me running in this amount of time. So I can prove I am as good to be on the fucking team. To be recruited. But they said, oh, he fucked up the tryout. He pulled a publicity stunt. He's a diva that's only interested in media. And as Jay-Z said in this freestyle, getting the bag and getting money. That's all he ever cared about. He never cared about the struggle, blah, 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 blah. And here's Elle echoing the same kind of sentiments here. Because she didn't know. And Justin's educating her. Frustratingly, so he does come off kind of angry. But, you know, again, watch. It will come full circle, and they'll be all okay.
Which I can understand people who say, look, he really didn't want it. He didn't even go through the thing, right? But what's the last thing in there say? Most people, critics and people close to the league, look at this as an insincere publicity stunt to help clear the NFL and their reputation. Point is, whether or not I definitely don't think Kaepernick, the guy who got Jay-Z that job, should be thanking Jay-Z. I just don't think that. But whether or not what Hov did was sincere, how it played out was such an anomaly. It was a one-of-one situation. You could argue he's a one-of-one situation. But there's real questions about the sincerity of the tryout in the first place. And if he was going to be, and then he's wearing a Kunta Kinte shirt, he's doing all this stuff. Right? So I see where people are coming from. But if I'm going to be looking at this legitimately as something, Colin Kaepernick, the guy who got Jay-Z into the NFL, Jay-Z, who's been trying to be an owner of an NFL team forever, gets into the NFL through Colin Kaepernick? You asking me if Cap should be thanking Hope? No, absolutely not.
Game fixes and passes.
Did he have to do a tryout to get back into the NFL?
You're asking questions now. You've got all the answers. You tell me. You pay attention to stuff you care about.
I never presented to have all of the answers. You just keep presenting.
No, you said you pay attention to the things you care about. You care about this. You think Hov needs more grace. You think people need to. We think people need to appreciate all the things Hov did for Kaepernick.
Justin, sports was not one of those things that I care about. And my
I'm not sure this is sports. I'm not sure this is sports. This is Hov.
My question. Because you said I had all the answers about the things I care about. Both of those things were true.
That was a quote. That was a quote, by the way.
And I just said it was true. My question is about a thing I don't care about, which is sports. That's why I asked, is a tryout required for him to get back on the team? I don't have the answers for that because that is about sports ball, which I don't give a fuck about. I mean, didn't you say he made a documentary saying the shit was slave driving?
It was after that. But like,
yeah, I mean, but obviously it wasn't that impactful because niggas sure do still care about sports. Niggas show as fuck is not boycotting the NFL. Go ahead. So
well, no, because they were until Jay-Z showed up. They were until Hov until Hov got Shakira and J-Lo.
That was the movement.
Is such a lie.
It was a move. No, it's not a lie that it was a cultural movement to say in support of Kaepernick, we're not going to watch the NFL. Now, whether you can literally calculate which people turned their television off or not is besides the cultural point that we were galvanizing around Cap at the time and being like, fuck that, like fuck the NFL. Like that's literally why Hov doing the deal was so like.
Now let's not die on our way to end the mission.
I tried out your new withing scale.
Pro clutchy because it was like not only did they blackball Cap, we were saying like, no, we done with that shit. And Jay-Z comes and says, you can't resist Rihanna though. So like, come on back.
We're past kneeling.
This is what I think happened, and I think it's very fucked up that people keep saying we're past kneeling, especially if you're the type of person who watched the whole fucking interview and you know that they asked him about protests, and he was like, no, we have to keep protesting.
We just watched the interview We just watched the interview where he said, yeah, we got to keep protesting, just not kneeling on the field because that hurts their Mr. Goodell's bottom line. And we got to help Mr. Goodell, Massa. We got to help Mr. Goodell. Poor Mr. Goodell. All he wants to do is run these teams. All he wants to do is make billions and billions of fucking dollars and not address the realities that the players, the black players, are facing.
To do all of that. So if you are a person that knows that context, that knows that
they all know that context.
Specifically, we have to keep protesting, and he's not against protesting, and you keep bringing up we're past kneeling as if he was saying we don't protest no more. That's disingenuous. Because I don't know if everybody has watched the whole thing, but he definitely wasn't saying don't protest anymore. Like, but that one clip, when you pull that one clip,
Spawns
that
random
one word,
plays,
and keep saying it over and over again, it presents it in that manner. So I think this is what frustrates me about it.
His actions still undermined it, though. Like, his actions undermined his speech. Like, he was doing one thing and saying another. If the protest is to boycott, and you're saying, well, I'm going to do this deal where we bring entertainment and eyeballs back, like, that is in direct opposition of the boycott. Similar to this one that people are calling him out on in Target. It's like, if everyone's saying we're not going to Target and then you put the big shiny fucking thing in Target, like, it is undermining this protest that you say should still continue. Like, that's
Did you know that in the rest of that conversation he said he wasn't against protesting? BK?
Who give a fuck what he says? Exactly.
Undermined
his actions.
Like, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm gonna do this over here.
BK, I understood very well what you were saying. I understand what you're saying. You are very clear. I understand exactly what you're saying. What I'm asking is, did you know that later on past that part, a couple minutes past that part, he explained that he's not against protesting? Did you know that before this moment? Yes or no?
I knew what he said was it's time for action after it's done for kneeling. I didn't know about like him saying the word protests, but I knew that he said the time for kneeling is done. It's the time for action or something. Like, that's the extent of the clip that I saw.
I think that's the thing that annoys. Thank you very much for my question. I think that's, and I'm not saying, what I'm saying is not that you annoy me. What annoys me about this shit is I feel like people take a piece of it and don't try to understand exactly what people are saying, and then you get judged for the piece, because that we're past kneeling. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know the full context of what he said till about maybe a year ago or something. We're past kneeling sounds
those cars
like
have actually came out.
Fuck protesting. Don't it?
But does it matter in the face of Roger Goodell? Like, I just feel like, what type of weight does that hold up against the room in which he said it? Like, what?
This is how I see it. Niggas get mad about shit. Say they gonna protest and shit. Protest lasts a little bit. Niggas get over it. Whatever the shit is that was getting protested, they still fucking profit. They still making money off of this. They still doing the same shit. Niggas don't get no benefit from this institution that they keep propping up. Niggas keep talking about how they propped up Jay-Z by buying his album, but not the same.
Yeah, what? Jay-Z didn't make money from selling his album. That's the craziest argument I've heard. That's where I started saying Memphis Bleak. Now she's starting to sound like Memphis Bleak. You made Jay-Z by buying his album? No, you didn't. Jay-Z would have made money anyway, just by virtue of being him. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck does that mean?
NFL by joining it and paying for the shit, right? They don't hold the NFL to the same standard of we propped you up that they hold to Jay-Z, we propped you up, even though
yeah, they do. That's the protest.
And through just promoting the different teams, how much they love the team, the culture of talking about fucking sports ball all the fucking time. They prop up the NFL, right? If Jay-Z is looking at it like, look, we're not about to do this in the beginning, but we say we're gonna protest for a little while, and everything goes back to normal. We want something. This is what we want. We want the motherfucking.
You think I can recruit homies now?
We want fucking the Super Bowl halftime show. That's what we want this time. Yeah, that's what we want. I can see now what I think.
I will also point out that this officer, who is played by Sam Jackson, asked to meet at a donut shop. in Iron Man 2, when we first see Nick Fury, it's at a donut shop. And I caught that reference.
No.
That's what Jay-Z wanted.
Yeah, this is the thing. Justin, you're not having a fair argument. I'm done.
I'm just pointing out the pattern, and I think that's what most people are upset about. I don't think it's one thing.
That may help.
Because
let's just stick with the regular conversation that we've been having. Let's not go deeper into it.
Well, we started with a hypothetical. Did we not start with hypothetically speaking? If Colin Kaepernick signed something, I thought we were in hypothetical land for a long time.
Hypotheticals can be a good vehicle to understanding different things. I would never be anti-hypothetical. Hypotheticals are a good way to kind of throw something up in the air so you can see how you would look at things from different places. I'm not anti-hypothetical.
I have a question. Hypothetically speaking, is bringing up another example of someone who is using a movement to place himself in a capitalistically advantageous position. Is that helpful, useful for a conversation about a person's intentions when it comes to, or a person's,
and it literally had this
whether or
big
not a person
donut
has
in
put himself
Iron
in
Man.
front of a movement?
College shouldn't bury you in debt. WGU makes higher education affordable.
Iron Man's sitting in that giant donut. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there you go. Randy's Donuts. Oh, let's make it big. There you go. Now, let's see if it looks like this in the game here.
Is another example that's separate from the primary conversation helpful? Because I see Occupy All Streets, and I see him cross out the W, and I see him add an S, but it sounds like a very real on-the-ground social movement. When I look at the NFL, I'm with BK. People legit were protesting, and there was protests on both sides. It was black people protesting and white people. Like there was all kinds of protesting. And then Hov said, "We got Shakira and J-Lo."
I don't see it.
And now we're giving them props because of Bad Bunny and Kendrick. Amazing shows. I think people have been giving Hov grace for a long time. That's all I'm saying. And I am not someone who feels like Hov is above reproach. And it's starting to sound like people who continue to, not you, definitely not you, but there's a lot of people who don't want to hear anything negative about Jay-Z at all. And that's just weird to me. Like, just because he's Hov doesn't mean he's infallible. Just because he attached his name to a deity doesn't mean he's a deity.
I don't have the same relationship with deities that you guys have, so that doesn't register to me the way it would register to you guys.
Self-importance is another word, you know? Like, we don't have to even get esoteric with it. Like, I think beyond people having an opinion about critique of Jay-Z is like, shut the fuck up talking to me. Y'all all fucking hypocrites. I'm a billionaire. I like played the system well. I won big.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Like,
it was Trump's argument of, well, I don't pay taxes because I'm smart. Same argument. Jay Kushner, Ivanka Trump.
You know, like it seems like he's upset that like people bring up the cap shit. He's upset that people bring up his wealth.
Jay Kushner,
Ivanka
Trump.
Literally the descriptor capitalist to like a slur used against black people. Like, it's just.
That was actually crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I'm not
it's
sure.
Just so many
I'm not
things.
sure what you meant right there on that part. But
him saying they used to call us monkeys and now they call us capitalists. Like, and regardless of
that's
like
ridiculous, but it is. That I comment on what Justin said before we get too far away from it.
But
although hypothetically speaking, like how you tried to do, even though it wasn't a hypothetical. I think that more so is an example of your unwillingness to hear from a different point of view. I think you've already decided that I'm a whole venger And Jay
What
can
part?
do no
What point of
wrong.
view?
And
What
Jay can
part?
do no
What point of
wrong. So
view?
everything that I'm gonna say is from the point of
You're
view
defending
of I just
billionaires.
love Jay-Z, so I'm just gonna argue from it. Instead of the open-mindedness of maybe she sees it from a different point of view, and let's let these ideas clash with each other and figure out. It's like all of these pre-made, curated answers. Like that's why it's kind of frustrating that you just throw up Occupy Wall that picture, because it's like, do you remember exactly what we were talking about and the point we were making before you just threw that up? It's like it clears the board. It's like we could be building on an idea and then it's like, man, fuck that, clear the board, this thing now. And it's like we never really get to the point where we're examining whether or not Jay-Z taking over the Super Bowl in order to put up political fucking halftime shows was valuable.
Now he's getting frustrated.
I think it's valuable. At the time, I didn't fucking see it at all. I gotta be honest. And so I'm paying attention to the fact that when I first saw this shit, I was like, what the fuck is you doing? This is some bullshit. But after seeing some of the Super Bowl shows, I'm like, you know what? I kind of fucking get what he was doing. And I think people are not open-minded enough to do that, because a lot of times the answers be so easy. Oh yeah, fuck them. That's the answer.
Well, are you accusing us two as two people who are saying fuck them? Are we in the fuck them category in your point of
I'm
view?
being hyperbolic. So
I can't tell. I can't tell
y'all
which one. I can't tell if you're being hyperbolic or not, because you just critiqued and criticized. Oh, I'm sorry. You just positioned yourself as if we're not taking you seriously, and I think we're both taking you very seriously. I think we are both. I think. Excuse me. I think we're also very far away from each other. And
Oh, really?
also,
That's
personally,
cool.
and this is
I
no
didn't know
offense
they
at all,
put
but I do
manhunt
feel
in
like
there.
I'm not sure which conversation we're having anymore. Like, are we having a conversation about hypotheticals? Are we having a conversation about, is it a good thing that Bad Bunny and Kendrick performed at the Super Bowl? If that's the case, I think both BK and I agreed with you on that. And I also think we pointed out how, hey, that's another example of how much grace Jay-Z gets.
But I don't think that's grace. That's when we started getting into the thing. You're not giving him grace.
Yes, they are.
Essence of driving is
That's the problem. Like,
That's a
he's been giving him grace. Oh my God, his face. He's been giving him grace. Starting out this whole conversation, it was just, how great were the shows? Eminem came out. Rihanna came out. That was so fun. And then she started being like, well, I love these shows because this means that no one is going to be able to criticize him anymore for this kind of shit. And it's like, well, no, there's still plenty to criticize him on. And then we got into this whole discussion. Yeah, really, thank you for the Discord stuff, Fune, really.
good thing for us. It's a good thing for us.
How many Super Bowls has he done? No. I want to ask. Please let me ask you this question. All right, and I do want to move on here because I do feel this is a circular conversation at this point in time. But I do want to say this: Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar, amazing Super Bowls. Political messages. How many Super Bowls has he done? How many have political messages? How long did it take to get to the political messages? Shakira? It took a long time. So you're saying, so to me, when you
around to having Kendrick go up there and make that kind of anti-American kind of
whatever it is, I personally do not think Kendrick. Excuse me.
He took too long.
I don't think your microphone is good enough for you to be talking over people right now. You gotta get your lawyer talking. Okay, if you're gonna do it, at least have clear audio. No, what I'm saying is, I don't think that Jay-Z is out here producing these shows and telling people what to do. I think circumstances led to these awesome shows, and I think all of them are amazing. But I definitely don't think people should be taking offense because people don't agree with their Jay-Z positions. And I don't think people need to position themselves as if people are coming at them or have a lack of respect for them just because we see something different. I look at a pattern and I see one thing. You think Jay-Z should be thanked by Kaepernick for a publicity stunt tryout. I disagree.
Well, I don't think it's a lack of respect for me as a person, just to be clear. I think it's a lack of respect for the conversation more so, because it's like you could just keep going into all of these what I call pre-canned responses. And it's like, damn, can we get deeper into the conversation than the pre-canned, the canned responses that we've heard over and over and over again? Can we get to other parts of the conversation? Shit.
I feel like I would categorize some of your responses as pre-canned as well, which is why it's the same conversation. Okay, the question.
We should thank him for the Super Bowl.
Here's BK.
I don't think I ever heard anybody say that. And you're growing
the wording
it,
is
growing it over and over and over again. I'm not saying he should.
The wording is different. The points are the same. They're the same for why he did that. The macro point of Super Bowl, NFL deal, good for black people, good for culture, good in general, like good move. Didn't get it at first, but like ultimately, like that's the macro point. Not to like distill your point or just minimize it, but like that's the broader. There's people that like think it was a good move from a business perspective, from a political perspective, from a cultural perspective, and then there's people that say no. Like when you enter into a deal with a corporation that is like deeply tied with the U.S. military, that pushes that propaganda, that's deeply tied with just like racism, ownership, all this shit, whatever. But beyond the institutional shit, because all the institutions are white supremacists, whatever. An institution that like directly impacted, blackballed, embarrassed, humiliated, besmirched someone that was a beloved cultural figure, and like you position yourself somehow on the side of the NFL and lull people into this, like it's actually okay because like Super Bowl performances somehow trickle down to black people, or like him making a fuck ton of money somehow trickles down to like, it just doesn't. Like it's just two different worldviews on it. So like whether it's, I think hypotheticals are important and like valuable and valid in conversations. I will say that to that specific question, but I think like ultimately it is fun to joust like intellectually and shit, but like
I have to like
are on different sides.
Press and hold circle
ethics,
a little bit.
The intention, the patterns, like every single aspect of his moves, his position, his politics, his posture. We just are
now I'm on fucking fire. God damn it.
Diametrically opposed to. And I feel like that's how sometimes the friction can be like,
I knew that was going to happen.
You're wiping the slate clean. I can feel that a hypothetical wipes the fucking conversation clean because then it just deters from what we talk about. You could think that bringing up another example wipes the fucking slate clean. Like, you know, it's just different views of the different rhetorical arguments and strategies, like going back and forth. Like that's just like, that's very meta to say it like that. But like, that's just what's happening. I don't think it's like.
Do you think the right thing to do is to not have the conversation then?
I think we've had the conversation. I think the right thing to do is just to move on to the next super chat. We got William sitting right here waiting for us for like an hour.
I think in the context right now, like if we were on the phone, like, you know, just context matters. But I like we've gotten to the point where it's like, okay,
you have to save the girlfriend.
I don't know what time, whatever. It's just, I don't know the. Not to say that it's not edifying or that it doesn't serve a purpose. It's just that like we should just work through the super chats and work through the show. Like at this point, like I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Whether you're a professional,
but also like. It's almost over. We got like 5 minutes.
I was looking for this one. I was looking for one comment that wasn't a super chat. It said, "Coach and I had a great run." I was trying to put it on the screen.
I saw that shit. Y'all don't say that.
I mean, you know, I don't know. I think what this conversation is more than anything else is very emblematic of where Jay-Z is, because whether it's us having this conversation or I'm watching online discourse from other people. You know, people have opinions, and you know, that's one of the things that I always love about hip hop. It always gets a conversation going.
Well, it's specifically Jay-Z because I remember watching one of the shows where I think y'all were doing like more classics or something like that, and Dewan was like, Jay-Z wasn't really popping or whatever. I've never. We were literally sitting in the car with that playing, and I think it was Reason or Simba, or maybe both of them were like, what the fuck? Like genuinely. So he's an incredibly polarizing character, like, or person, figure. Like he just is. Like
I just think that it's so hard to get varying opinions off. I feel like y'all are ready to wrap this conversation up, but this conversation, yeah.
I did roll my eyes, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I'm legitimately trying to move on. I'll let you get it off, and I do apologize for doing that.
That's fine. You're not the first.
Well, yes, and I am a human being, and I do respond to your facial expressions.
Yes, so it doesn't bother me at all. I might highlight it to show how you're communicating things, but I'm not mad or offended. I just look like
Yeah. Oh, me neither. Not at all.
Cool.
I know you well enough.
Yeah, the reason this is an annoying time to stop the conversation to me, because I guess, I can be exhausting. Believe it or not, it's not the first time I heard this when I'm trying to get a point across. But it stops the conversation at Elle is just a whole
Fucking hell.
and she thinks Jay-Z can do no wrong, which is not accurate.
All right, we're going to come back to
this.
this.
Your head, no.
Is that a quote? Where did that come from?
Y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong.
Where does that come from? Where's this defensiveness? What's happening? Did you say that? Did I say that, BK? Is she quoting us, or is this a feeling that she has? And I'm not
saying that y'all are saying that.
Okay, good.
Because y'all are saying that. I'm
trying to make sure. Not because I'm not trying. I genuinely would not try to disrespect you that way by limiting this to your Jay-Z fandom. I would not do that. That's all I'm trying to communicate.
Thank you. And I didn't think that. I'm sorry if I miscommunicated as if I'm saying y'all think I'm just a crazy whole vendor. But I'm saying it leaves it like that because it's like, oh, you think Jay-Z can do no wrong. I don't fucking think there's nobody that I feel like can do no wrong. I'm literally talking about, is it possible that it's just easy to throw a nigga away and be like, oh, you just ain't shit now because you a billionaire? Like, is that possible? Like, have we considered that possibility instead of just being like, oh, maybe from his point of view, he thinks he's doing a good thing. That's why I keep bringing up when I first heard the Super Bowl halftime show shit. I was like, this is fucking stupid. You're selling out. I'm not bringing that up for no reason. I'm bringing that up because it's like, over time, I saw that maybe my first look at something is not just.
Okay, now we can save.
I'm not, no matter how many books I read or how many things I've studied, I'm not just automatically all-knowing with a snippet of the information.
Of course.
And so that's
do the
why
vehicle
I
trick. Make sure the last
way to
vehicle
be like,
uses
well,
a bike empty.
Let me make sure that we're looking at this from all different angles, because you could feel like, oh, this is obvious. We just ain't shit. This is just, it's obvious. It's obvious. And then you'll get more information and be like, oh shit, maybe it wasn't that obvious. Maybe it was presented.
I get that.
So that's what I'm
that perspective. I think I get that perspective 100%, and I appreciate your line of questioning, like not even just in this conversation, but just like in general. Because I think that like even if we are talking about things that people have already talked about, I like the way that we meander. Like I don't mind that. But I think the characterization of like I do think that people spit out pre-programmed opinions that have been fed to them. Like I absolutely know that to be true. And also I think there's something that kind of mimics that feel or that look. And that is for me and my ideological system and my principles, as soon as you check the billionaire box, you are in a certain like, no, like this is unethical, this is unprincipled, this is antithesis to my worldview. So like, yes, like for me, in my context, when I do see that, that is like in that, like I could even have, before he even hit billionaire status, where I'm like, I have opinions about how I feel like this probably is in poor taste, or this isn't ethical, or this isn't just the way that I would do it. And he has said like recently in GQ being like, these are the rules of the system that we live in. And I choose to like exploit those rules or like, hypercharge those rules. Like that is my philosophy. That is how like I live my life. I am diametrically opposed to that. Like it is just in the trash bin, and especially when you tick that marker and you hoard that wealth past that point and you accrue that, I'm just like, I do toss it away. So I feel like I see the point of like, especially with echo chambers online, like, okay, we already seen this take. We're all repeating the same thing. We're all kind of rehashing it, or even pre-echo chambers on the internet, the news, whatever they're feeding you, whatever. But I think some of what that is, that knee-jerk reaction is literally just like, no, like based on my principles and my worldview, that is in the bin for me. And I can't justify it enough to like take it out.
I know, and I do too, but here's the thing. They're all friends, and this, like, again, I promised you they would come back to, like, being jovial together. You know.
There's been I agree. I'm diametrically opposed to my worldview, too. But I know that I live in the world with other people. And I know that just because I'm like, I would never do this shit, to me, that don't automatically make you not shit because you would. So
I agree with that.
Like let's say I have a friend who sells drugs. I'm not.
Like, I don't think not doing something makes you morally righteous. Like, I agree with that premise. But I think that billionaires are inherently unethical. Like, just literally from an economic standpoint.
What about $500 million?
That's not $1 billion.
Is a person with $500 million automatically unethical?
I think that no, because like they're taxed.
Yes.
If they're taxed properly, proportionate to their wealth, I think wealth hoarding is the issue.
You can't get $500 million without being the same not shit as a billionaire.
No, you can. Okay? You can. I'll prove it. South Park, on the screen behind me. It looks like I'm growing out of her head. Yeah, sorry. South Park. They got paid at least $200 million for the streaming rights to South Park on HBO 10 years ago. They, as far as I know, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, yes, they own a company. They're CEOs, effectively, but they make a cartoon show. They make art. They put on a play, the Book of Mormon. They make art. And their art, worth in the free market that we have, is worth upwards of $500 million. Collectively, they probably have more than $500 million, yes. So you can absolutely make $500 million, $500 million, and not be a crack dealing, exploitative piece of shit like Jay-Z.
The difference between $500 million and $1 billion is galaxies apart in terms of like what it takes to accrue and hoard that wealth. Like that just is like how it works.
That's true because that's how math works. But 500 million is still enough wealth hoarding to require a certain level of exploitation for you to be still as guilty.
Well, yeah, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. So it's all like under a capitalist system, every point of access is exploitative. But when we measure it
right,
to
if
such
you buy an iPhone, I mean, that was the whole point that Jay-Z was making in the freestyle. Oh, you're using Instagram, but that's owned by Zuckerberg. You're using Amazon, but that's owned by Bezos. It's like, yeah, we can't. We are peons. We cannot afford to make our own iPhone.
A scale like that is the difference between just how the system functions as capitalism versus like Jay-Z is not Jay-Z because he's not even like the most, like we could maybe talk Peter Thiel or Elon Musk is like the logical endpoint. Is the logical input. Well, there's plenty of pow to go around. Like that's the point. It's like
I don't see it. I don't see pow going around. Go ahead, but I mean, I didn't want to. I'm sorry to say thank you because I didn't want to interrupt your point, but I don't see a lot of pow going around, and I think that'd be part of my issue.
It depends on where you're looking because, like in principled spaces, like in leftist spaces, like it is a broad critique of the billionaires.
I'm not only talking about principled spaces though.
Well, I'm
talking about everywhere.
Everywhere, yes, they're coming after fucking Heil Hitler, Elon Musk. What are you, crazy? Again, what do you mean? Nobody's criticizing Elon? What do you... Have you not seen the Tesla protest that only stopped because cops and ICE showed up? Like, what? Sorry, I'll keep myself down here for now.
I'm talking about everywhere. Like a lot of people who already have the wording to be like a billionaire ain't shit. They ready to deploy it on black billionaires. I don't be hearing them
all
talk
billionaires
about
can get it. Like
but
every like once you hit one beat.
Okay.
Well, that's the point that like we're dealing with right now. Is my point.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about the overall society too at the same time. Like,
yeah, the overall
from
society.
Jay-Z to Elon, from the smallest B to the biggest T trillion at this point. That's the logical endpoint of a hyper capitalist, hyper exploitative system where the winners win ultimately and the losers die. So it's just it like it just whether it's like whether you're the smallest bee or the biggest fish, like once you pass that threshold of exploitation under a system that's like inherently exploitative,
you're the
like,
enemy.
You're just in a different class. Like you are just galaxies apart from like the average working class person, the millionaire, whatever. Like it's.
Yeah, I think that's true around 100 million. So the way you look at a billionaire, like you've passed this threshold, that threshold is like $100 million to me.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So I just, and so the people
like that's a different class. They're in the bourgeoisie. They're in the bourgeoisie. Absolutely.
There are people in that bourgeoisie class that make decisions that I wouldn't make, but I think it's unfair to just be like, well, you automatically not shit because you're in a bourgeoisie class. And I've dealt with that a lot.
No, not bourgeoisie class, right? There's the petite bourgeoisie, there's the lest. Alex is the conscious goblin sprouting out of her head. I think, yeah, I'm trying. I think the wealth cap should be $250 million, so no individual can corrupt our society's institutions and act like a dictator. Yeah, I think that's the point that BK knows and is not fully explaining to L because, again, they're trying to just move on with the show. They're doing super chats right now. You know how it can be on Leftist Mafia where they go for hours and it's like, oh, vey, you know? But I think the thing is like, and L's trying to be like, well, I think the morality thing is like $100 million. And it's like, yeah, maybe, but it's not affecting large swaths of society. You know, you make $100 million being an artist, being a basketball player, being whatever. Fine. You definitely still, like Latino Mofune points out, have the ability to affect the neighborhood and be like, hey, I'm going to move in and I'm going to open a basketball complex or a school or whatever it is in this town. I'm going to get tax breaks from the government, which is government money being fucking put into my pocket. So there's definitely unethical shit that can happen at much lower thresholds. We're just talking about, exactly, Natch, tax them at 99% on the dollar after 999 million. You know what I mean? So that, and the only even reason we're starting with billionaires is to give the grace of the millionaires. And to be like, we're not coming after you yet. But Bernie been saying millionaires and billionaires. Because there are millionaires who, again, basketball players, football players. This is the only job you can do. You spent your entire life since you came out your mom's pussy to fucking be a basketball player or a football player. So it's not fair to just be like, fuck all you. And yeah, you earn that money because the NFL makes so much. But the NFL, it's pennies to the NFL to throw you a couple $1 million. L's trying to make the argument, well, the threshold is lower, so like looking at them as like they ain't shit or like they're bad, essentially, is unfair. And I'm saying, no, once you cross $1 billion, because the billion is just a definable line. That's all. Yeah, you could be a piece of shit with $1 million. You could be a piece of shit with $500 million. You could be a piece of shit with $20 million. You could be a good person with $500 million or whatever. But billion, you've had to exploit somebody somewhere along the way to get to $1 billion. That's the point that BK and that at least BK is making. I wouldn't say Justin. But she's kind of, L's just kind of like, well, everybody's kind of fucked up. So we shouldn't really criticize Jay-Z because I love Jay-Z, you know?
With certain people who are, they believe that they're doing the right thing to just
I think that's two different arguments. Like one is a moral one and a posturing one, and the other is just like, well, from an economic standpoint, when you get to this much wealth hoarding, like there's a bottom to that. Like you're literally extracting wealth from like the bottom 99. So like the 1% is different than like the 30%, the 20%. Like it gets to a point where it's just so consolidated that like you're literally killing the bottom. So that's just what it is. Like I don't know. That's just what it is. And some people feel like they're on moral high ground for pointing that out, and others just point that out because it's the fact. Like,
no, that's the facts. Don't get me wrong. It's how. Just to be clear, it's not that I don't understand that that's the facts.
Yeah.
Where we're disagreeing is how to deal with those facts.
Yeah.
That's where our disagreement.
And you have an issue with like people posturing morally and righteously about that.
Yes, and I think they do it easy, and I think they do it with Black people. I think it's
anti-Blackness is global, so that would make sense that a knee-jerk reaction is to like. But all these things can be true at the same time. Like it still doesn't take any amount of
the same time.
Heat off. Like it just like that's true too. Like that's another set of facts we can add to the bunch. Like
right, but exactly ultimately.
Yes, and so I think that is kind of my issue. I think it's easy just to do the one and not highlight the other. So
well, again, Elle is only seeing the criticism of Jay-Z in whatever circles that she's in, social media bubbles that she's in. She's mostly seeing criticism towards Jay-Z and not enough towards Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Jeff Bezos. And I would say she should watch this space. She should watch this space. She should watch Leftist Mafia. She should watch Majority Report and Hassan. And there'll be criticism to go around for all billionaires. Folks, that's going to do it for me right now. We've had a difficult stream. Several times it ended. If you can go to look, you can go over to the This Space stream, whatever you want to do on YouTube. I can't raid on YouTube, but I'm going to raid Warhite over on Twitch because he's my homie. And I'm going to record a reaction video, so check that out too. That'll be up within like 30-40 minutes on my channel. I already have one for Chad Hugo of the Neptunes featuring Tierra Whack and Lake Kelly. It was a cool song. I enjoy it. The new one is going to be about the Paradox. They got a new track coming out, so I'm very excited for them. And yeah, great hang. Thank you so much, Nash. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around despite the multiple crashes of the stream. And hopefully there's no crash when I jump into this space at 5 p.m. Eastern for the Space Station, Episode 2. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And you're going to want to see the